Hello, everyone. Today we will be talking about the episode 3 of conflict resolutions. We already have covered episode 1 and episode 2, where you can learn more depth about why these conflicts happen in the different scenarios. Over here today, we will be covering in these 5 areas the team building activities. A recommended activity is to build trust and improve communication within team, ground rules and agreement, retrospective and continuous improvement, real life example, and interactive elements. The primary goal over here is to how you can resolve conflicts or prevent conflicts to happen. So let's start with our first one that we will be talking about a team building activities. The recommended activity is to build trust and improve communication within the team. So why team building is important? Building trust and boosting communication in your Scrum team. Conflict is inevitable, but a strong foundation of trust and open communication within your Scrum team can help you navigate it more constructively. Here we explore the team building activities that foster these essential elements and paving the way for a more harmonious and productive work environment. So these are the different points that you are looking at: icebreaker or trust fall or blindfolded, scavenge hunt, or team challenges, sharing personal stories. This is what we'll be going and learning what are those. For a summary, icebreakers, you will be start with a simple, light-hearted activities to break down initial barriers and encourage interactions. For example, two truths and lie. Find someone who games or would you rather questions. So you will learn once we'll go deep into it. Then we have something called trust falls. The classic activities build trust by requiring individuals to literally fall back on their teammates, adapt it for comfort levels, and starting with smaller distances or handholds. Then there is another one called blindfolded scavengers hunts. Divide the team and blindfold one member in each group, and the sighted members guide their blindfolded team members through a series of tasks, fostering trust and communication. We have team challenges where design collaborative challenges that require teamwork and problem solving, like building a structure with limited materials and escaping a locked room scenario. Sharing personal stories, another approach that you can go for. Encourage team members to share personal stories, then any vulnerabilities or experiences in a safe and supportive environment. This deepens understanding and builds empathy. We will go and learn how you can establish this game. To understand, creating an environment of trust within a Scrum team is essential for fostering open communication, collaboration, and ultimately the successful delivery of project. Trust building activities are not just about fun, they are the strategy or strategic tools that can help break down barriers or build relationships and improve the team dynamics, right? So let's start with the trust building activity. Let's start with building trust, a team building activity, and boosting communication in your team. So first we will be talking about this icebreaker: two truths and a lie. Objectives: to learn interesting facts about team members and see how well you can spot truths and falsehoods, which can help in understanding, trusting each other's word. So, how to play? Step one: each team member task a turn to state three facts about themselves, then two truths and one lie. Step two: the rest of the team votes on which statement they believe is lie, and the person reveals the lie and can share a brief story behind each truth to deepen connections. And the key benefit: the game encourage attentiveness to what is being shared by team members, enhance listening skills, and fostering deeper understanding of each other. We'll talk about another icebreaker: find someone who. The objective over here is to encourage team members to interact and discover commonalities and unique experience or skills among them, promoting a sense of unity and appreciation for diversity. How to play? Step one: prepare a list of statements Like find someone who has lived in another country, then find someone who speaks more than two language, or find someone who has run a marathon. Then in step 2, team member must then find a person in the team who matches each statement and learn a bit more about their experience. That help encourage sharing stories for insights related to each discovered fact. The benefit, this activity not only break the ice but also uncovers the diverse background and skills within the team, highlighting the value each member bring to the table. We'll go into another icebreaker games. Would you rather? The objective is to spark conversations and debates on preferences and values, helping team members understand each other's perspective and reasoning. How you can play this? Step 1, pose a series of would you rather questions, such as would you rather work from home or in an office? Or would you rather have the ability to fly or be invisible? Step 2, team members share their choice and explain their reasoning. And step 3, encourage respectful debate and discussions on differing viewpoints. The benefit, this activity promotes open communication and active listening as key members explore the diversity of thoughts within the team. It's a lighthearted way to practice articulating and respecting different perspectives. So we talked about these three icebreaker, two truths and a lie. Find someone who would you rather. You need to build trust and boosting communication in your Scrum team, and the team who are implementing these activities, you need to have a clear objectives. When you are starting the game, explain the purpose of activity to the team, highlight how it contributes to building trust and improving communication. Then create a safe space, emphasize the importance of respect, confidentiality, and non-judgmental listening. Ensure everyone feels comfortable participating, then reflect and debrief. Encourage respectful debates and discussion on debriefing those viewpoints. All right, building trust and boosting communications in your team. This is another game that we call Trust Fall. Choose a safe open space free from obstacles, and the ground should be soft or padded to ensure safety. Brief the team on the importance of safety and mutual respect during the activity. We need to start small. Begin with participants standing close back to back in a line with only a slight lean back required, some space. This minimal distance helps build initial confidence and comfort. Then, handholds. For those apprehensive about falling back, start with a simple exercise where they lean back into the hands of their partner, maintaining a hand contact. This version reduces the fear factor and gently reduce the concept of reliance. Gradual progressions. Trust build gradually increase the distance from which the person falls. Always ensure that both the faller and the catcher are comfortably with the progression. Consent and comfort are the key. No one should feel pressured to participate beyond their comfort zone. And safety is primary in numbers. Initially, use multiple catchers to ensure safety. As confidence and trust grows, you can adapt to having a single catcher, but always within the comfort and safety limits of all participants. Then, reflections. After the activity, conduct a briefing session, encourage participants to express how they felt during the fall and the catch. Drawing parallels between exercise and the importance of trust in their daily Scrum activities, discuss the elements of vulnerability, support, and reliance, and how these translate into high functioning team environment. Reinforcement, highlight the importance of trust in the Scrum framework, emphasize that trust as they relied on their teammates to catch them. They must also rely on each other's skills, communications, and commitment to the team's plan. All right. So for this team building activities, building trust and boosting communication in your Scrum, we will be going for another game that's called Blindfold Scavenger Hunt, fostering trust through guided discovery. So the objectives is to navigate a series of tasks and challenges to find specific items or reach designated locations within only the blindfold team member physically perform the task based on verbal instruction from their teammates. These blindfolded scavenger hunts are an engaging and dynamic team building activity designed to enhance trust, communications, and collaborations within the teams. And this activity pushes the team members out of their comfort zones in a controlled and safe environment, encouraging reliance on verbal communication and trust in teammates or the teammate guidance you get. Here's how to organize and execute a blindfold scavenger hunts for your team. What materials you need? You need a blindfold or half of blindfolds for half of the participants that we need. A list of items or locations to be found within a defined area. And optionally, obstacles for simple challenges to be overcome as a part of the hunt. And prizes for the winning team. This is also optional but recommended for motivation. Now let's talk about the preparation. First, we need to think about your safety. Ensure the scavenger hunt area is safe for blindfolded participants. Remove any potential hazards and define clear boundaries for the activity. Then set clear rules. Explain the rules to all participants, emphasizing the importance of clear communications and the prohibitions of physical guiding. Example, no leading by hand or no pushing, whatever the rules that you want to set it up. Then divide the teams. Create small teams of equal numbers, ensuring a mix of skills and personalities. Each team should have at least one blindfolded member and one sighted guide. Then scatter the items or define the task. Place scavengers on items or define tasks throughout the area. The task can range from finding specific objectives to completing simple challenges that require problem solving skills. So, this is preparation. Now, it's time to execute it. Blindfold and brief. Blindfold one member of each team and brief the sighted members on their first clue or task. Then start the hunt. Teams start the scavenger hunt with sighted members guiding their blindfolded teammates using only their voices, and monitor and assist. Facilitators should monitor the teams to ensure safety and fairness, offer hints if teams are struggling significantly, and then rotate the roles. Depending on time and the team size, consider rotating roles halfway through the activity to give each team members the experience of both guiding and being guided. Then you go for a debriefing once it is done. After completing this game, gather all participants for debriefing session and discuss the challenges faced, the strategies that work, and the feeling experienced by both the blindfolded members and their guides. Highlight the importance of trust, clear communication, and the role of detailed instruction in successful team collaboration. So, what's the key takeaway? Trust in teammates. Blindfolded members learn to trust their sighted teammates for guidance, and mirroring workplace dynamics where trust in each other's abilities and intentions, that's crucial. Then effective communications. The activity underscore the importance of clear, concise, and communications and active listening skills that are transferable to any team members. And then finally, another one we have is adaptability and problem solving. Team, they must adapt to unexpected challenges and solve problems together, fostering a sense of unity and shared achievement. So this particular game that we are calling as a blindfolded scavenger hunt not only provide a fun and challenging team building experience, but also offer valuable lessons in trust, communications, and collaboration by navigating the task with the guidance of their teammates. Participants experience firsthand the importance of relying on others and the strength of working together towards a common goal. These activities serve as a powerful metaphor for the workplace, where trust and clear communication are key to overcoming obstacles and achieving success. All right, so let's go to the next one where we talk about another game which is called Team Challenge, strengthening trust through collaborative problem solving. The objective over here is to complete a task or solving a problem within a set time frame requiring teamwork, communications, and innovative thinking. The challenges are designed to push teams to work closely, fostering a deeper trust through shared experience and achievement. This team challenge requires collaboration, creativity, and problem solving. Those are excellent for building trust and enhancing team dynamics. So you can do many activities like constructing a structure with limited materials or solving puzzles. And this kind of activity actually encourages team members to communicate effectively, leverage each team member's strength and trust in their collective decision making abilities. So, here how you can implement that. First, let's talk about what are the key materials you need for playing this game. For building challenge, a variety of building materials, example spaghetti, marshmallows, straw tapes, or Lego bricks. This is you can have any materials the game that you wants to play. And for escape challenge, puzzles, log, clues, and a storyline or theme for the escape room scenario. So now preparation, you first need to choose a challenge. Decide whether to conduct a building challenge or an escape room challenge or both. Tailor the complexity based on the team size, dynamics, and the time available you have. Set clear rules and objectives. Clearly outline the challenges, rules, objectives, and any constant, example, time limits, material restrictions. Ensure all team members understand the goals and parameters. Safety and accessibility. Ensure the challenge is a safe and accessible for all participants for physical building challenges. Check that the materials are safe to handle. Execution. Now it's time we will execute it. Divide your teams for small teams to encourage participations and ensure that everyone has a role. Diverse team with a mix of skills and perspective that can enhance creativity and problem solving. Then introduce the challenge. Present the challenge and any background information necessary for the task. For escape room challenge, immerse the team in the storyline to enhance engagement. Then begin the challenge. Start the timer if applicable and let the teams begins. Facilitator should monitor progress, offer hints if completely stuck, but generally allow teams to navigate the challenge independently and encourage reflections. Throughout the challenge, encourage teams to reflect on their strategies and communication and roles within the team. This ongoing reflection can enhance learning and trust building. After that, debrief. Once the challenge is complete, conduct a debriefing session to discuss the experience. Focus on what the team learned about working together, how they communicate during the challenge, and what strategies led to their success or failures. Or highlight the improvement or importance of trust in each other's abilities and the value of diverse perspective in solving complex problems. So, what are the key takeaways? We have the opportunity to enhance trust by relying on each other to achieve a common goal. Team members build trust in each other's abilities and judgment. Improve communication, the need for clear effective communication is highlighted in this challenge, reinforce its importance in success framework, problem solving skills. Team develop and refine problem solving strategies, learning to combine diverse skills and knowledge of overcome obstacles and the shared success. Completing the challenge provided a shared success experience, strengthening team bond and boosting morals. So, team challenges like building structures with limited materials or escaping a locked room scenario are not just fun activities, they are powerful tools for building your trust. So, improving communication and fostering a strong, cohesive team by working together to overcome obstacles. And the team members learn and value of trust, collaboration, and collective problem solving, laying a solid foundations for each performance in their professional project. We'll be looking for another options that we will be going for sharing personal stories, cultivating trust through empathy and understanding. So, what is the objectives? The objective is to create deeper level of understanding and empathy among team members by sharing personal stories, thereby fostering a strong foundation of trust and mutual respect. So far, if you are watching, you may have observed there are multiple games that we are playing. The goal over here is to build the team, work as a team, not as a group of people or individual. That helps the team to resolve or prevent conflict when they are jump into working areas. So this sharing personal stories or empathy is one of the important area. Create how you can do that, we will learn. But let's talk about sharing personal stories within a team, how it is beneficial. This is a profound activity aimed to building trust, understanding, and empathy among its members. So, by opening up and sharing personal experience, vulnerabilities, or significant life events in a safe, supportive settings, team members can form deeper connections, breaking down professional barriers and fostering a more cohesive and empathetic work environment. So, here, how to facilitate these activities, let's try to understand. What do we need for preparation? Create a safe space. Emphasize the importance of confidentiality, respect, and non judgment. The environment should be comfortable and private, ensuring participants feel secure to share openly. Then set clear guidelines. Establish ground rules for the activities, including active listening, not interrupting, and the option to pass if someone is not comfortable sharing. Then, facilitators, you have a particular role. If you are a coach, you are the scrum master, you are facilitating it. You should lead by example, possibly sharing your own story first and set the tone of openness and vulnerability. So you can follow this execution strategy, a round robin sharing. Organize the team in a circle and invite each person to share a personal story or experience. This could be about challenge they have overcome, a moment that defined them, or an experience that changed their perspective. Active listening. Encourage team members to listen actively and empathetically without offering advice or judgment. The focus is on understanding and connecting with the emotions and the experience shared. And reflection. Each story allow a moment of silence for reflection. The facilitator can then invite others to express their feelings or share any resonating experience, fostering a deeper connections. Once execution is done, you as a facilitator debrief them after everyone who wishes to share their stories. You facilitated a group of reflection on the process. Discuss how this activity made participants feel, what they learned about their colleagues, and how it might affect their team dynamics. Highlights an importance of vulnerability, empathy, and supporting in building trust and strengthening relationship within the team. When you will be actually conducting this kind of game for little longer period of time, you will start feeling that the team is no longer just a group of people. They have started acting as a family. They are trying to protect each other. They will, instead of going into a conflicting mode. Let's quickly talk about the key takeaways from this game. It's enhance your empathy. Sharing and listening to personal stories help team member understand each other and each other's background, their challenges and motivations, leading to increased empathy. It also deepens the trust, vulnerabilities that foster trust. By sharing personal stories, team members demonstrate trust in their colleagues and discretions and empathy, which is reciprocated and strengthens team bonds. Improved communication. A culture of openness and understanding encourage more honest and effective communication, contributing to a more harmonious and productive team environment. And respect for diversity. Personal stories that illuminate and diverse experience and perspectives within a team, promoting a culture of respect and inclusion. The activity of sharing personal story is a powerful method of building trust within a team. It encourages vulnerability, foster empathy, and deepens understanding among team members, which are all foundational elements of a strong, cohesive team. By regularly engaging in such activities, team can maintain a high level of trust and empathy, leading to improved collaboration, communication, and overall team performance. All right. So we will be going for another team building activity that's called active listening. The objective is to develop and enhance team members' active listening skills, including the ability to ask clarifying questions, summarize what has been heard, and avoid interruptions, thereby improving our overall team. So, what we need to prepare, we need to explain the concept. What is this activity? Active listening is a critical skill or for effective communication within the team, fostering a culture of respect, understand, and collaborate. Through active listening exercise, team members can practice and improve their ability to listen attentively, understand messages accurately, and respond appropriately about their team, what they are talking about. So, explain the concept. Begin by explaining the importance of active listening in effective communication. Highlight how it involves not just hearing the words spoken out, also understand the message, emotions, and intentions behind them. Set clear guidelines, establish rules for exercise, such as no interrupting, maintaining eye contact, and focusing entirely on the speaker. You can have three different type of games like role playing scenarios or the paraphrasing game or the no interruptions rule, and there can be many other exercise guidelines that you can define. Once this is done, you do a debriefing. After completing these exercises, gather feedback from participants on what they found challenging and what they learned about their listening habits. Discuss how improving active listening skills can benefit team communication and collaboration. Encourage team members to set personal goals for practicing active listening in their daily work interactions. So, what are the key takeaways? Improve understanding. Active listening exercise help team members better understand each other's ideas, feeling, and perspectives, leading to more effective and empathetic communication. Enhance team dynamics by fostering a culture of active listening. Team can reduce misunderstanding, resolve conflicts more effectively, and make more informed decisions. Active listening, this exercise are a valuable tool for any team looking to improve communication, collaborations, and overall team dynamics. And by practicing and prioritizing active listening, teams can create a more supportive understanding and productive work environment. There is another exercise that you can play for role playing scenarios for active listening. So, what are the objectives? To improve active listening skills through practical application in simulated workplace scenarios and enabling participants to practice understanding empathy and effective communication in a controlled setting. This is what we are going for as a role play scenarios. In the previous slides where we talked about the role play scenarios or the paraphrasing game, we are talking about those exercises now. These role play scenarios are a dynamic and interactive way to enhance active listening skills within a team. The exercise simulates real life communication challenges, providing a safe space for team members to practice and refine their listening, summarizing and questioning skills, and the detailed approach. Let's try to find out now. What the execution? The role play. Begin the role playing exercise with the designated speaker presenting their part of the scenario. The listener's task is to engage in active listening, demonstrating attentiveness and understanding. Then move to active listening techniques. Encourage the listener to employ active listening techniques such as nonverbal cues, paraphrasing, or clarifying questions, empathy. Give feedback. After the role play, the observer, if present, and the speaker provide feedback on the listener effectiveness. Discuss what the listener did well and areas for improvement, focusing on their use of active listening techniques. Reflection and discussion, the last area, allow time for the listener to reflect on their experience and share insights. Encourage group discussions on the challenges and benefits of active listening in the context of the scenario. So, on the active listening techniques, over here we talked about something called nonverbal cues. What it means? Nodding and maintaining appropriate eye contact to show engagement. Paraphrasing means summarizing the speaker's message in their own words to confirm your understanding. Clarifying questions, asking open ended questions to delve deeper into the speaker message and emotions. And empathy means expressing empathy and understanding towards the speaker's situations or feeling. Once these exercises are done, debrief in a group reflection. After all the participants have had a turn, facilitate a group debriefing session, discuss the overall experience, focusing on the importance of active listening in effective communications and teamwork. Talk about real life applications, encourage participants to share how they might apply the active listening skills practiced in the role play scenarios to their daily work interactions. And commitment to practice. Ask team members to commit to practice active listening in their professional and personal interactions, reinforcing its value in building understanding and trust within the team. So, what are the key takeaways? Enhance learning skills. Participants learn to focus fully on the speaker, improving their ability to understand and empathize with others' perspective. Improved communications. By practicing active listening, team members can communicate more effectively, leading to more productive and positive interactions. And stronger team dynamics. This exercise will foster a culture of respect and understanding, contributing to stronger, more cohesive team relationships. Role playing scenarios, those are effective tool for practicing and reinforcing active listening skill in a team setting. By simulating real life communication challenge, participants can develop a deeper understanding of active listening and its impact on effective communication and team dynamics. This exercise not only enhances individual listening skills but also contributes to building more empathetic collaborations and high performing team. So, paraphrasing game. What is this paraphrasing game? That enhance active listening skills. The objective of this game to develop active listening and communication skills by paraphrasing spoken message, ensure accurate understanding and promoting effective feedback within the team. The paraphrasing game is an engaging and educational exercise designed to improve active listening skills within a team by focusing on the ability to accurately paraphrase what has been said, and participants practice and refine their listening or comprehension and feedback skills. This game encourages team members to listen more attentively and ensure that messages are understood as intended, fostering clearer and more effective communication. Let's quickly talk about what needs to be done as a part of preparation. You first explain the rules, brief participants of the importance of active listening and its role in effective communication. Clarify that the goal is to listen to statement or story and then paraphrase it to the speaker's satisfactions. And then set up the environment. Create a comfortable and distraction-free environment conducive to focused listening and speaking. Arrange sitting in a circle or face-to-face pairs to facilitate engagement. Let's jump into the execution. Number one, choosing a speaker and listener. Participants pair up or form small groups. Decide who will speak first and who will listen. If in groups, you can rotate these roles to ensure everyone gets to participate in both capabilities or capacities. Then next, sharing stories or statement. The speaker share a short story, an experience, or a complex statement with the listener. It should be detailed enough to require concentrations to understand fully. Now we'll go for paraphrasing attempt. After listening, the listener paraphrases the speaker's message, attempting to capture the main points and underline emotions or intentions without repeating the words verbatim. Feedback from the speaker. Next activity. The speaker provides feedback on the accuracy and completeness of the paraphrase, highlights any missed details or misconceptions. This step is crucial for understanding and improving paraphrasing skills. And then you can rotate your role. Participants switch roles, allowing each person to practice both speaking and listening, and this ensures a balanced experience of the communication process. Once this activity is done, you can ask them to listen to you when you will debrief. After the exercise, group discussion. Facilitate a discussion about the experience that encourage participants to reflect on the challenges of activities, listening the skills required to paraphrase actively. Insights and learning. Discuss the importance of listening for understanding rather than responding. Highlight how paraphrasing can prevent misunderstanding and build strong communication within the team. And applications to workplace. Encourage team members to apply these active listening techniques in their daily interactions, emphasizing the positive impact on teamwork and collaboration. So, what are the key takeaways? Improve listening skills again. Participants learn the importance of listening with the intent to understand, which is crucial for effective communication. Enhance comprehension. This particular exercise develops the ability to comprehend and interpret messages accurately, reducing misunderstanding. And feedback skills, giving and receiving feedback on paraphrasing efforts, help team communication skills and fostering a culture of open and constructive dialogues. Strong team connections. So, by practicing and valuing active listening, teams can build deeper mutual understanding and trust, enhance overall team dynamics. So, this paraphrasing game, this is a practical and enjoyable way to enhance active listening and communication or communication skill within a team by focusing on the art of paraphrasing. Team members not only improve their ability to listen and understand, but also contribute to a more empathetic and collaborative team environment. Regular practices of these skills can lead to more effective and meaningful interactions, both within the team and in broader professional and personal context. And under this active listening, we will be talking about another game. The exercise is no interruption rule, fostering respectful communication. So, what are the objectives? The objective is to enhance communication within the team by practicing active listening and patience. Ensure that each member has the opportunity to speak without interruptions, thereby fostering a respectful and inclusive dialogues environment. Right? So, no interruption rule is a simple yet powerful exercise designed to cultivate a culture of respect and attentiveness within the team. By implementing a rule that prohibits interruptions during conversations, team members learn to value and practice active listening, giving speakers the space and respect to express their thoughts fully without fear or being cutting off. These exercises not only improve listening skills but also encourage thoughtful and considered responses, leading to more effective and meaningful communication. So let's start doing that. We will start with the preparation. What we need: introduce the concept, explain the significance of the non interruption rule to the team, emphasizing how uninterrupted speaking and listening can lead to deeper understanding and more productive conversations. And establish a guidelines. Clearly define what constitutes an interruption, including speaking over someone or interjecting before someone has finished their point or engaging in side conversation. Also outline process for indicating when someone wishes to speak next. So executions, let's start doing the execution, implementing the rule. During the team meetings or discussion, enforce the non-interruption rule. You can use a physical object like a talking stick or token that grants the holder the exclusive rights to speak. Ensure others listen attentively until the speaker has finished. Then active listening focus. Encourage listeners to focus fully on the speaker, employing nonverbal cues such as nodding and maintaining eye contact to demonstrate that you are involved, you are engaged, you are listening and understanding. Then structured turn taking. After the speaker has finished, allow a brief pause for reflection before the next persons begin to speak. This pause encourage thoughtful consideration of what has been said and formulates more meaningful responses. Then feedback and reflection. At the end of the session, for participants to reflect on the experience of speaking without interruptions and listening actively. Give time for that and discuss how this rule impacted the conversation's quality and the team's overall communication dynamics. After that, debrief them. Debriefing, where you will share the experience. After implementing the rule, in several meetings or discussions, gather feedback from the team on their experience. Discuss any changes in the communications or the communication dynamics, including any challenges faced and benefits noticed. And then evaluate the impact. Reflect on how the non interruptions rule has affected the depth of conversations, the level of understanding achieved, and the overall team atmosphere. Consider whether team members feel more heard and respected. And commits to continuations. Based on the feedback, decide whether and how to continue implementing the non-interruptions rule in future interaction. Discuss any adjustment to the guidance to better suit their team's need. So, what are the key takeaways? Improve active listening. The rule encourage team members to listen more attentively, fostering a deeper understanding of each other's perspective. Enhance respect and patience by allowing speaker to express themselves fully without interruptions. And the exercise cultivates a culture of respect and patience within the team. More thoughtful communications. The pause before responding encourage more thoughtful and consider communication, leading to more meaningful and productive discussion. And inclusive dialogues. The rule ensures that all voices are heard, promoting inclusivity and preventing dominant personalities from overshadowing quieter team members. So, no interruption rule is an effective exercise for improving communication within teams by fostering an environment where every member can speak freely and be heard. Teams can achieve a higher level of understanding, respect, and collaboration. This simple rule can lead to significant improvements in team dynamics, making it a valuable practice for any team seeking for enhance their communication and overall effectiveness. Let's go towards debates and discussion. This is another team building activities exploring perspective through respectful communication. What are the objective? The objective is to encourage team member to explore and discuss different perspective of non-controversial topic, which fosters skills in respectful communication, active listening, and open-mindedness. So, how we will prepare? Select a topic. Choose a non-controversial work-related topic that is relevant to the team, but open to interpretation and discussion. And the topic should be broad enough to allow for diverse viewpoint, but specific enough to stay focused. Examples might include discussion on remote work policies, strategies for improving team meetings, or ideas for enhancing workplace wellness. Then, next, form teams. Divide the teams into smaller groups or pairs, assigning each a positions to defend or discuss. Ensure that the teams are mixed to include team members with varying options and backgrounds to enrich the discussions, and then set a background rules for them. Establish clear guidelines for the debates or discussion to ensure it remains respectful and productive. Rules should include no interruptions, criticisms of ideas, not people, and the time limit for each speaker to ensure equal participation. The execution will fold it into four parts. We'll start with the introductions, briefly introduce the topic and the objective of the exercise, remind participants of the ground rules and the importance of respectful communication and active listening. Then start the debate or discussion. Allow each team or individual time to represent their viewpoint, followed by a rebuttal or response period where other can offer counterpoints or questions. Encourage participants to use evidence or experience to support their arguments, fostering a deeper level of discussion. And then go for active listening. Emphasize the importance of listening to understand, not just to respond. Encourage participants to paraphrase or summarize other points to demonstrate understanding before presenting their counter arguments. And then finally, wrap up. Conclude the debates or discussion by summarizing the key points made and any consensus reached or insights gained. Highlight the value of exploring different perspective and role of respectful communication in team dynamic. Then it's time for debriefing. Reflect on the process, engage the team in a reflection on the exercise, discuss what they learned about themselves, their teammates, and how they handle differing opinions. Discuss communication skills. Focus on the communication skill practice during the exercise, such as articulating thoughts clearly or listening actively, responding respectfully. And applications to work. Encourage team members to consider how the skills developed through this exercise can be applied to their daily work interactions and decision making processes. So, what are the key takeaways? Enhance communication skills. Participants improve their ability to express ideas clearly, and listen to understand essential skills for effective teamwork and leaderships. Respect for diverse perspective. The exercise fostered a greater appreciation for diverse viewpoint, enhancing team cohesion and collaborative problem solving, and improve conflict resolution. By practicing respectful debates and discussion, team members are better equipped to navigate disagreements and conflict constructively. Debates or discussions on non controversial topics are a valuable exercise for teams looking to enhance communication, foster mutual respect, and encourage open mindedness. Through structured exploration of the different perspective, team members develop critical communication and listening skills that contribute to a more collaborative and innovative and inclusive work environment. We'll go into another game or another activity to enhance team communication through constructive feedback. We call it as a feedback circle. Objectives to establish a regular practice where team members can give and receive constructive feedback in a supportive setting, focusing on behaviors and actions that can be improved or celebrated. These feedback circles are a structured approach to fostering open and constructive communication within the teams by creating a safe and supportive environment. Team members are encouraged to share feedback with each other, focusing on specific behaviors and offering actionable suggestions for improvement. This exercise is not only aids in personal and professional development, but also strengthens the team communication dynamics and builds a culture of continuous improvement. Right? So let's try to prepare it first. We need to establish the trust, emphasize the importance of trust and confidentiality within the feedback cycle. Ensure that all participants understand the value of constructive feedback and the role it plays in personal growth and team development. Set a ground rules. Create clear guidelines for the feedback process, including speaking one at a time, focusing on specific behavior instead of personal traits, and framing feedback in a positive, constructive manner. Encourage the use of I statement to express personal observations and feelings, and educate on constructive feedback. Provide training or guidance on how to give constructive feedback effectively. Highlight the importance of balancing positive reinforcement with suggestions for improvement. So let's quickly talk about the execution strategy. Round robin format. Start with the round robin format, arrange team members in a circle and allocate a specific amount of time for each person to receive feedback. Start with one person and allow each team member to share their feedback directly with the team following the established ground rules. Focus on specific. Encourage team members to provide feedback on specific behavior or instances, offering clear example. Feedback should be actionable, allowing the recipients to understand that they can be different in the future. Encourage openness. Foster an atmosphere where team members feel comfortable sharing and receiving feedback. Remind participants that the goal is to support each other's development and strengthen the team. Offer support. After each person has received feedback, ask them to reflect on what they have heard and how they might implement the suggestion. The team can offer support or resources to help with these improvements. Once this is done, go for a debriefing, reflect on experience after the feedback circle, facilitate a group discuss on processes, encourage team members to share how they felt giving and receiving feedback and what they learned from the discuss improvements, talk about how the feedback process can be improved in future session. This might include adjustment to the structure, timing, or the way feedback is delivered. And then plan for action. Encourage team members to create action plan based on the feedback they receive, outlining specific steps they will take to address the areas for improvement. So what are the key takeaways? Improve communication skills. Feedback circles helps team members practice expressing themselves clearly and constructively, enhancing overall communication within the team and strengthen the team dynamics. Regular structured feedback that foster a culture of openness, trust, and mutual support, leading to stronger, more cohesive team relationships. And personal and professional growth by focusing on specific behaviors and offering actionable suggestions. Feedback circles promote continuous personal and professional development among team members. These feedback circles are a powerful tool for improving communication, fostering professional growth, and building positive team culture by creating a structured and supportive environment for sharing constructive feedback. Team can enhance their dynamic, encourage continuous improvement, and strengthen their ability to work together effectively. All right, let's go to another activity where we will be doing it as a role playing scenarios, practicing communication in real world situation. What's the objectives? To provide team members with the opportunities to practice communications and problem solving skills through the simulations of real world scenarios, thereby improving their ability to handle similar situations in their daily work. Role playing scenarios are an effective preventive measure to enhance communication skill within teams by simulating real world situations such as sprint planning meeting or conflict resolution discussion. Team members can practice and refine their communication techniques in a controlled, low stakes environment. This method not only helps the developing individual skills but also strengthens team dynamics and prepare members to effectively interact with the team during their work. So let's prepare for it. First, we will identify scenario. So choose scenarios that are relevant to your team's work environment and potential communication challenges. Example includes sprint planning meeting or handling client feedback or negotiating project changes or resolving interpersonal conflict. Then we'll define the role, create roles within the scenarios that reflect the different positions and prospective team members might encounter. Assign roles to participants, ensure that the individuals have the opportunity to experience different aspects of the communication process, and then set the objectives. For each scenario, outline clear objectives and desired outcomes. This could include specific communication goals such as achieving consensus or delivering constructive feedback or negotiating a compromise. Once you are prepared, let's start the execution. We'll start the execution with briefing to the participants, explain the scenario, roles, and objectives to all participants, provide any necessary background information to help them understand the context and their character viewpoint. Next, conduct the role play. Allow the scenario to unfold with team members acting out their roles and employing communication techniques to achieve the scenario's objectives. Encourage the use of active listening, clear articulations of ideas, and respectful negotiation strategies. Then observe and note. Have observers or facilitators take notes on the communication strategies used, highlighting effective techniques and areas for the improvement. And let the team debrief. After the role play, gather all participants to discuss the experience. Focus on the communication strategies they applied, what worked well, and what could be improved. Encourage participants to reflect on how they can apply these insights to real world situation. And debriefing, share observations. Observer shares their notes on the communication strategies used during the role play, highlighting the strength and areas for improvement. Reflect on learning. Participants discuss their experiences, including challenges faced and how they navigate them. This reflection should focus on the communication techniques that were most effective. Apply to real life. Facilitate a discussion on how the skills practiced can be applied to actual work scenarios. And encourage team members to set personal goals for incorporating these techniques into their daily communication. So, what are the key takeaways? Enhance communication skill. Role playing allows team member to practice and refine their communication strategies in a supportive environment. Increase empathy by assuming different roles or participants that gain insights into various perspectives, fostering empathy and understanding within the team. And preparedness for real situation. Simulating real world scenarios prepares team members for effective communications in actual work setting, enhancing overall team performance. These role playing scenarios are a valuable tool for developing effective communication skill within team by simulating real world situations. Team member can practice essential communication techniques, gain new perspective, and prepare for successful interactions in their professional roles. This proactive approach to skill development foster a culture of continuous learning and improvements, contributing to stronger, more cohesive team dynamics. Let's talk about another activity where we'll talk about something called group storytelling, fostering creative collaborations and communication. The objective is to develop and improve communication skill, foster creativity, and enhance team collaboration through a collective storytelling exercise, where each team member contributes to the creations of a unified narrative. Preparation, set the skin. Choose a comfortable and relaxed setting that encourage creativity and open communications. Ensure that all team members can hear each other's clearly. Then we'll explain the rules. Inform the team that they will collaboratively create a story. The story begins with a predefined opening sentence, and then each team member adds on sentence in turn. Emphasize the importance of listening to each contributor to build a coherent and engaging narrative. And encourage creativity. Encourage team members to be creative and imaginative with their contributions. Remind them that the goal is to enjoy the process and foster a team spirit, not to create a literary masterpiece. So the execution strategy will be something like that. We'll start the story, begin the storytelling with an opening sentence that is broad enough to allow for creative development. For example, on a stormy afternoon, a mysterious figure appeared at the door. Now, the next point, proceed to the round robin format with each team members adding a sentence to the story. Encourage participants to build directly on the previous sentence, maintaining the flow and coherence of the narrative. Facilitate when necessary. Third stage. If the story hits a creative block or veers off course, be prepared to gently steer it back to on the track with suggestive prompts or by adding another sentence to guide the narrative. And then we'll conclude the story. Once the story has reached a natural conclusion or the allocated time has ended, wrap up the narrative. You can either designate the last person in the round to conclude the story or collectively decide on an ending. Once this activity is done, you can go for a debriefing, reflect on experience, discuss the storytelling process, focus on how team members felt listening to and building upon each other's ideas, highlight moments of creativity, surprise, and collaboration. Discuss communication skills, reflect on the communication skills practiced during the exercise, such as active listening, clear expressions or ideas, and nonverbal cues of encouragement. And apply learning to works. Encourage team members to consider how the collaborative and creative skills demonstrated during the exercise can be applied to workplace projects and communication. So, what are the key takeaways from this exercise? This enhanced listening and speaking skills. Group storytelling exercise improves active listening and encourage clear and creative expression of ideas. Foster team collaborations by contributing to a shared goal. Team member experience the value of building on each other's ideas, enhancing team cohesion and collaborative spirit, and boosted creativity. This exercise stimulates imaginations and creative thinking, skills that are valuable in problem solving and innovation within the workplace. Group storytelling is a powerful tool for improving communication, fostering creativity, and enhance collaboration within the teams. Through the collective creations of a narrative, team members practice essential communication skill in a fun and engaging way, strengthening their ability to work together effectively and creatively in the professional roles. So remember few points. Tailoring activities for your team, consider your team size, dynamics, and comfort or their comfort levels when choosing any of these activities. Set clear expectations. Explain the purpose of team activities that creates a safe and inclusive environment for participants. Then debrief and reflect is one of the area. After each activity, discuss what worked well, what challenges arose, and how learning can be applied to real world situation. And then consistency is the key. Regular team building activities, even small ones, can have a lasting impact on trust and communication. So, by incorporating these activities into your Scrum routine, you can build a stronger, more connected team equipped to tackle challenges and achieve success together. And one bonus tips over here, don't be afraid to creative. These are endless possibilities for team building activities. Look online for inspirations or invent your own activities based on your team's interest and needs. Before you start working on these kinds of teams, we first need to set up some ground rules, some agreement between the team. So we will start talking about what are the ground rules and agreements that we can start with. Ground rules and agreements establish a clear expectations. Ground rules set clear expectations for how group members should interact, communicate, and behave. This clarity helps prevent misunderstanding and conflicts by ensuring everyone is on the same page for the outset. Promote inclusivity and respect. By involving all members in the creation of the ground rules, the process promote inclusivity and respect. It ensures that everyone's voice is heard and considered, and fostering a sense of belonging, the mutual respect among team members. Enhanced communication. Ground rules often include agreements on communication protocols, such as how and when to share information, how to give feedback, and how to address misunderstanding. This can significantly enhance the effectiveness of communication within the group, leading to more productive interactions. And support conflict resolutions. Conflicts are natural in any group settings. Ground rules provide a pre agreed framework for addressing and resolving conflict constructively. They can include mechanism for conflict resolution, ensuring that conflicts are managed in a way that is fair and respectful to all parties involved. Foster a positive environment by establishing norms that promote respectful interactions and constructive engagement. Ground rules that help create a positive and supportive environment. This can enhance team morale, increase motivation, and improve overall satisfaction within the group. Improve efficiency and productivity. Clear ground rules can streamline decision making processes, reduce the time spent on resolving misunderstanding, and minimizing disruptions, leading to improved efficiency and productivity. Teams can focus more on achieving their objectives and less on navigating interpersonal issues. Facilitate accountability. When everyone agrees to set of ground rules, members are more likely to hold themselves and each other accountable for adhering to these guidelines. This accountability can strengthen the team's cohesion and ensure that individual actions align with the group's agreed upon the standards. Adaptability to changing dynamics. Ground rules are not set in stone. They can be revisited and revised as the group evolves. And this adaptability is crucial for accommodating new members adjusting to changing objectives and addressing any issues that arise, ensuring that the group remains effective over time. So, ground rules and agreements are crucial in both professional and personal settings for several compelling reasons. They serve a foundational framework that guides behavior, facilitate communication, and ensured a shared understanding among all participants. So, what are the ground rules you can consider? Few examples. We will bring up some example over here. One of them, respect for all participants. Example of those ground rules: treat each other with respect and dignity at all times. Value diversity and open to different perspectives. Active listening. Example, listen attentively to whoever is speaking without interrupting. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. Listen attentively to whoever is speaking without interrupting, and seek to understand before seeking to be understood. Constructive communication. Use the I statement to express your thoughts and feeling without blaming others. Provide constructive feedback that is specific, actionable, and focus on behavior, not the person. Confidentiality. What is discussed in the group stays in the group. Foster a safe space for open dialogues. Respect each other's privacy and the sensitivity of shared information. Participations and engagement. Encourage full participation by giving everyone an opportunity to speak. Be present and engage during discussion, and avoid distractions such as mobile phones or laptops unless unnecessary for the task at hand. Define timelines. Start and end meetings on time to respect everyone's time. These are all examples that you can define as a guideline or agreement, right? So let's come back to timelines. Adhere to agreed upon timelines or tasks and projects. You can add as it is this point as your working agreement and get a consensus from the team, or discuss with the team to find out they wants to add something more, they wants to add something less, they wants to remove something, whatever they wants to add. Next point, related to decision making. The points that you can add as an example: agrees on decision making process, whether it be consensus, majorities vote, or another method, and stick to it. Support group discussions or group decisions even if there was initial disagreement. Related to conflict resolution, address conflict directly and constructively, aiming for resolution rather than escalation. Seek mediations or third party assistance if conflicts cannot be resolved internally. Related to accountability, take responsibility of your actions and contributions to the group. Hold each other accountable to the group's agreement and standard. Flexibility and openness to change. Be willing to adapt and revise ground rules as the group evolves. Stay open to new ideas and change that may improve the group's effectiveness. Positive attitude. Approach discussions and tasks with a positive and constructive attitude. Focus on solution rather than dwelling on problems. So, few of the proactive conflict resolution procedures, the ground rules that you can bring in. Early identifications of conflicts. So, we should not be waiting for the conflicts to appear and then we will solve, right? Early prevention is one of the critical areas. So, early identification of conflict, awareness training. Equip team members with the skills to recognize early signs of conflict, including changes in team dynamics, communication breakdowns, or decreased productivity. You can bring up open communication channel, encourage an organizational culture where concerns and issues can be openly discussed without fear of retribution. Clear conflict resolution policies. Develop a formal policy. Create a clear, accessible policy that outlines the steps to be taken when a conflict arises. This policy should be part of the onboarding process of all new team members. Define roles and responsibilities. Specify who is responsible for managing conflict, example, team leaders or HRs, and the role of team members in the resolution process. Training and development. Conflict resolution skills provide regular training session on conflict resolution, negotiations, and communication skills to empower team members to handle disputes constructively. Mediation and facilitation skill. Train selected staff in mediations and facilitations to assist is resolving conflicts when they occurs. Structured resolution process, step-by-step approach, implement a structured process for conflict resolution, including initial assessment, mediation session, and if necessary, escalations to higher authorities. Documentation, keep detailed record of conflicts and their resolutions to identify patterns and areas for organizational improvement. Regular feedback mechanism, establish regular feedback sessions where team members can express concerns and provide input of their dynamic as a safe environment. Surveys and assessment. Use anonymous surveys or assessment to gauge team morale and identify underlying issues that can lead to conflicts. Promoting a positive team culture. Team building activities regularly engage in team building exercises to strengthen relationships and improve communication among team members. Recognitions and rewards. Acknowledge the rewards and collaboration behavior and effective conflict resolutions to reinforce a culture of teamwork and mutual respect. Continuous monitor and improvement. Monitor team dynamics. Regular assess team interactions and address any issues before they escalate into conflicts. And the policy or review and update. Periodically review and update conflict resolution policies and procedures to reflect changes in the team structure or organizational goal. By proactively addressing conflicts and equipping team members with the tools and knowledge to manage disputes effectively, organizations can create a more harmonious, productive work environment. Proactive conflict resolution procedures not only mitigate the negative impact of the conflict but also contribute to a culture of continuous improvement and positive communications. You need to remember that shared ownerships is one of the critical area. Ground rules and agreement are most effective when developed collaboratively through open discussion and consensus building. Regular review and adoptions. As your team evolve and experience new challenges, revisit and adapt your ground rule to ensure continued relevance. Transparency and enforcement. Ensure everyone understands the agreement and that they are consistently enforced to maintain fairness and accountability. One of the important preventive measures is retrospectives and continuous improvement. So the role of retrospective in identifying and addressing potential conflicting triggers. So we will divide this into three parts. Retrospective and these continuous improvement processes play a very crucial role in identifying and addressing potential conflict triggers within the teams, particularly in agile and dynamic work environments. These structured reflectors allow team to analyze their workflows, communication patterns, and project outcomes to pinpoint areas of improvement and celebrate success. So if I look into identifying conflicting trigger will be your first step, then you will move into addressing the conflicting trigger and then you continue that. So identifying the conflicting triggers, reflect on past project. Retrospective provide a forum for team member to discuss past projects and processes, allowing them to identify specific instances where miscommunications or misunderstanding or disagreements arose. Open dialogues. By encouraging open and honest dialogue, retrospective helps surface underlying issues that may not be apparent during the hustle of day-to-day tasks. This can include conflicts over resource, differences in working styles, or unaligned expectations. And do that as a loop, as a feedback loop. Regular feedback loops enables teams to catch and address small issues before they escalate into larger conflict. And this proactive approach helps maintain a healthy team dynamics. Let's move to the next part. Once you have identified the conflicting triggers, you need to address those triggers by one option, collaborative problem solving. Once potential conflict triggers are identified, the team can collaboratively discuss ways to address these issues. This might involve adjusting workflows, clarifying roles and responsibilities, or establishing new communication protocols. You may need to action on those improvement plans. Retrospective focus on actionable outcomes. So by developing concrete steps to tackle identified issues, team can work towards resolving potential conflicts before they arise. Building trust and transparency. The retrospective process builds trust and transparency within the team by regularly engaging in these discussions. Team member feels more comfortable voicing concerns and are more likely to work together to find solutions. And then you move to continuous improvement, iterative learning, how you can make this as a practice. Continuous improvement is at the heart of retrospective. Team learns from each iterations of their work, applying lessons learned to future projects. And this iterative learning process help team evolve and adapt their strategies to prevent recurring conflict. Cultural shift. Over time, retrospective can help shift the team culture towards one that values feedback, embraces change, and actively work to improve communications and collaborations. This cultural shift is fundamental in preventing conflicts. And one of the important area, celebrating success. It is important that retrospective also focus on what went well. Celebrating success reinforce positive behaviors and outcomes, contributing to a more cohesive and motivated team. You need to remember that retrospective serves as a critical preventive measure for conflict management by providing a structured framework for reflecting dialogues and actions. Through regular retrospective, teams can identify potential conflict triggers, collaboratively develop solutions, and foster a culture of continuous improvement, transparency, trust. Remember, proactive is key. Don't wait for conflict to erupt before using retrospective to identify and address triggers. Also, need to think about psychological safety. Create a safe space where everyone feels comfortable sharing their concern without fear of any retaliations. Focus on solution. The goal is not to dwell on past issues, but to work collaboratively towards positive change and continuous improvement. Use each retrospective as a stepping stone to identify and address new conflict triggers and build a stronger, more resilient team. So, by leveraging the power of retrospective, you can transform them from simple review session into a proactive conflict prevention tools, fostering a more harmonious and productive Scrum environment for your team. So we'll talk about a real life example of conflict resolution. Though I am mentioning it real life, it's a hypothetical situations that I have created to make you understand better. And in our this particular scenario, we are naming it as a deadline dilemma. We have three characters, Alex, Jordan, and Sam. So in a software development company, two team members, Alex and Jordan, are working on a critical project with a tight deadline. Alex is responsible for backend development while Jordan handles the front end. The project success hinges a seamless integration between these two components. As the deadline approaches, tension rises when Jordan discovered that the backend provided by Alex lacks several features essential for the front end functionality, potentially delaying the project. So, what happened next? Jordan approaches Alex, frustrated and concerned about the missing features and the looming deadline. Alex, feeling overwhelmed by the workload and under pressures, reacts defensively, insisting they have followed the initial specifications and that any additional features would require more time, extending past and the deadline. The conversation quickly escalates, with Jordan accusing Alex of not considering the project's overall needs, and Alex feeling unfairly criticized and overburdened. The conflict leads to a breakdown in communication, with both parties feeling misunderstood and resentful, jeopardizing the project's timeline completion. By recognizing this situation, their Scrum Master, Sam, steps into the mediate. Sam arranges a meeting with both Alex and Jordan, creating a space for open dialogues. The goal is to understand each other's perspective, identify the root cause of the conflict, and find a mutual acceptable solution. And then they will opening the dialogue. Sam begins the meeting by acknowledging the hard work both team members have put into their project and the stress caused by the tight deadline. Sam emphasized the importance of resolving the conflict to meet the project goals. Now we'll come into expressive perspectives. In this situation, Jordan explains that critical needs for the missing backend features for the front end to functions correctly and express concern about missing the deadline. Alex shared the challenge they have faced with the workload and the pressure to adhere to the initial specification, which did not include the newly requested feature. So it's time, let's try to identify the problem. When we are identifying the problem through discussion, it becomes clear that the conflict arose from a lack of clear communication about project requirement and the evolving needs of the front-end development. Okay, once we have identified the problem, let's try to find out the solution. Sam facilitates a brainstorming sessions to find a compromise. They discuss prioritizing the most critical features needed for the project completing and explore options for temporarily simplifying certain front-end functionalities to meet the deadline. They find out, okay, this is the solution. Now it's time to agree on the plan. Alex agrees to focus on delivering the essential backend features within a revised realistic timeline, where Jordan agrees to adjust the front-end requirement to align with what can be developed in time. And both of them, they agree to hold brief daily check-ins to update each other on progress and address any emerging issues promptly. So this is reflections and learning. Sam highlights the importance of ongoing communication and early identification of potential roadblocks. They decided to implement regular project review meeting to ensure alignment on project and the project specification and progress. So that the meeting about these conflict resolutions is now ended. What's the outcome of this deadline dilemma? The meeting concludes with a clear action plan and both Alex and Jordan feels heard and understood. They commit to working collaboratively to meet the revised project deadlines. The conflict resolution process not only resolved the immediate issues but also strengthened the team's communication and collaboration process for future projects. To conclude, the deadline dilemma illustrates how conflicts when addressed constructively, can lead to improve understanding better. It will improve your communication and stronger team dynamics by fostering an environment where conflicts are seen as opportunities for growth. Teams can navigate challenges more effectively and achieve their collective goals. Now it's your turn. You can write in the comments what other types of conflicts have you seen in your Scrum team, or what are the biggest challenge with conflict resolution you think, or share a situation where conflict resolution worked well for your team. As a Scrum Master, as a Agile coach, you need to identify the triggers of conflict. You should not be waiting for the conflict. So in the next slide, I will be showing you couple of conflict trigger checklist related to communication or work style or personality classes. I'm not reading all of them. If you think this is something you're interested in, you can pause the slide here or video here and look about it. There is also a Excel template that you can download from the next slide. You have the QR code, and that is absolutely free for all the viewer who reached up to this level of the slide. All right. So I will be showing you the conclusion, building a stronger foundations for collaborative success. Conflict, you need to remember, conflict is inevitable, but effective resolution is essential for thriving Scrum teams. Utilize retrospectives to identify and address potential conflict triggers before they erupt, and embrace real life example and practice conflict resolution techniques to equip your team for success. As we conclude our explorations of conflict resolution, this is a part 3, and over here we will be completing our series as well. There is a QR code to download the checklist we talked about, and you can use it. There will be a coupon code you may see in the screen about the code. You can put that code to get it absolutely free. For more learning like this, subscribe for more Scrum insights, share your experience, hit the bell icon, and let me know that if you are liking this kind of video, you have a different expectation so that I can create those videos in that way. I'll see you in our next video. Till that time, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.